Hey, if you live in the state of California and you don't want to always have to deal with background checks for ammunition or certain antique and curio and relic firearms, and be exempt from the 1 in 30 firearms rationing limitations that are coming in January 1st of 2024, you're going to want to pay attention to this video. Real quick, got to give a very fast thanks to Last Shot AZ. I will have their social media links down in the description below. They are one of the cool companies that will ship cartridges to people in the state of California if you have this required documentation, as well as they will also ship it to anywhere with an FFL that you can do the transfer through. Nationwide, except for the state of Arizona, they have no sales tax. They have very good shipping and very competitive prices. They're going to be the new ammo sponsor, so you're going to be seeing a whole lot more gun videos in the coming future, which I'm thankful for. Maybe you're thankful for as well. A little bit different angle here because today I'm going to be talking about stuff on the computer, showing you, watching, and teaching you how to apply for your COE, Certificate of Eligibility, and FFL03 so that you can get better prices on ammunition, avoid firearms rationing, acquire certain curio and relic firearms without a background check, as well as just a host of benefits that you're going to want to pay attention to. If you don't live in the state of California, I would appreciate a like. Maybe let me know. I'm always curious to see what kind of people are actually watching these videos on a daily basis. Let me know if you're not from this state. Let me know if you are. Let me know if this is helpful to you. If you live in the state of California or know someone that lives in the state of California, send them this video so that they don't have to get absolutely brutalized by costs of ammo locally. So, if you want to have a host of benefits, including avoiding ammo background checks and all that jazz, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Here is what a Certificate of Eligibility and a FFL03 in the state of California will get you. You can get ammo shipped straight to your door without having to go through a background check at a gun store. You're going to be able to bring ammo in from out of state. Let's say you're traveling to or from another state and you want to be able to leave with ammunition and come back, or leave and then come back with ammunition. You'll be able to do that because let's say you go hunting out of state, you bring as many rounds as you need. When you come back to the state of California, you can't bring your ammo with you. It would technically be illegal. Whether you get caught or not, that's up to you, but it would be legal. You're going to be exempt from the 1 in 30 firearms limits that are starting in January 1st of 2024. Currently, you can only buy certain handguns that are, currently, it's only certain types of firearms that are rationed, but starting January 1st of 2024, all firearms will be limited to 1 in 30 days. You're also going to be able to purchase curio and relic eligible long guns and handguns with no waiting period from an FFL. So let's say you go to your local gun store. They have one of these curio and relic firearms that you want. You can just give them cash, they hand the gun to you, and then you leave without the 10-day waiting period. That's it. You're exempt from the 10-day waiting period. It still runs a background check, but you're exempt from that 10-day waiting period. You're also going to be able to purchase long guns that are curio and relics from private parties with no background check. You will have to tell the state within 30 days, but that's on your own pace within that 30 days. But let's say you find someone that has an curio and relic eligible firearm and you want it. You grab it, you give them cash, you write that down in your little logbook, and then you tell the state within 30 days, which I will show you the website that you're gonna have to do that on. Or let's say you're traveling out of state. You're at a gun show, you're just out of range. Some guy has a curio and relic long gun or handgun, and you want it. You give them money, you take down some of their information, you write it down in your logbook, you come back to the state of California, you then have 5 days to report that to the DOJ. In addition to that, the FFL03 can be used as a proof of residency, because in the state of California, if your ID doesn't match your current physical address, there's a whole lot of documents that you got to bring in to satisfy the FFL and the state, or the feds and the state, and the COE and FFL03 combo will get you through a whole lot of that jazz. So jumping right into it, right here we are at the ATF's website. I'm going to have all these links that we're going to be showing in this video in the description down below so you can check them out. So this is the how to apply for an FFL license. Pretty self-explanatory. You fill it out. There's no interview for an FFL03, as well as there is no audits that can be done of your home. A lot of people spread misinformation saying that if you have an FFL03, the ATF can just barge into your door whenever they want. That is not the case. There have been in the past, a few people who had an FFL03 and the ATF did go into their house, but that was because they were breaking other laws and they were in the business of selling firearms, not because they were collecting curio and relic firearms. Very different. So we go down here, we click this link, it gives us all this information. You're going to fill out all your personal information similar to a 4473. Down here is where you would put your hours of operation. Now keep in mind, this says of business and activity. There is some conflicting information out there. Some people say that you don't need to put any hours. You are supposed to put at least 1 hour here. Me personally, I just put 1 hour on a Sunday, said, yeah, this is when I'm available. But if the ATF ever wants to audit your logbook, if you are a collector and you have never collected a firearm with your FFL03, you don't got to do nothing about it. You can just tell them, I have not collected any firearms using my curio and relic license, because you are a collector of curio and relics. And it says, note, this is not a license to conduct business. See instruction 8. You just click that little box. Personally, I just filled it out. I just didn't want to have to deal with any bureaucrat not understanding the form and kicking it back to me. It just, if they ever did want to audit your book and you have collected firearms, you can do that at your own convenience at a local ATF station, where that they can then look at your logbook, see, yep, you acquired certain firearms and you have it written down. Good to go. That's it. Pretty simple. You fill out one of these copies, you mail it to the ATF on the address that I believe is down at the bottom where it has all the information. You then have to mail a copy of this, which has much less information, to your local law enforcement office, but they don't have to approve it. They don't have to approve it. They don't have to sign off on it. Nothing. You're just going to send that to your local county sheriff or local police department chief, and that's it. You're just informing them. The FFL03 process, I think for a lot of people, was taking like maybe max 3 months. I think when I did mine, both times that I've done it, I think it took like 8 weeks. Not that long of a process, but it varies here and there. You hear different reports from individuals online. That's the FFL03. Now, for the certificate of eligibility, the DOJ's website is where you're going to go. This pretty self-explanatory. It walks you through the entire process. The main takeaways from here is that you must take a live scan service form to get live scanned. Now, what is live scanning? That's where they scan your fingerprints and send it off to the universe, and then it goes woo, 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 woo. Basically, you're just going to have to fill out this form here and then take it to a live scan location, and that's pretty much it. Again, the entire process is laid out here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you the website that you're going to have to actually do the application online, but just whatever city you live in. So for me, I said live scan Santa Rosa. Boom. I bring this form. The part that is the issue for a lot of people on this form is sometimes this information does not populate when you go to print it. So the typical difficult part is the ORI number. That is, I'm going to have this in the description as well, hopefully, CA 0349400. Hopefully this populates for you. Chances are it won't. It's this number here. You put that on there because you're going to need to put that on there when you go to get live scanned so it gets sent to them properly. It's really not all that difficult. Now, when it comes to actually doing the certificate of eligibility application, you're going to be doing this on CFARS. This is the state's website, California Firearms Application Reporting System, CFARS. Now, it's really not all that difficult. Basically, there's a couple different sections here that will take you to various different types of applications you can fill out. Certificate of eligibility is the second one from the bottom. That's the one that we're interested. That's the one that we are currently interested in here. Now, the California Reporting Information System, if you were to acquire firearms from an individual, either in this state or in another state, and then come into California, this is where you would fill that out to report those firearms. But chances are, if you're going to be doing that, I would recommend you going through and doing a lot more research, because it's just far too much to cover in this one video that's mostly pertaining to ammunition background check avoidance. The certificate of eligibility part, this is where you would actually fill out your COE information. Now, when you go to fill out your COE application, chances are it's going to take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. That seems to be the average time frame. I've had mine take 2 weeks. I've also had the renewal take 8 weeks. It's hit or miss. It depends on the time of the year. During COVID, a lot of people were saying it was taking 12, 16 weeks, which was outside the window of time that you even had to apply in the first place. It is what it is. It's going to take some time. Now, the DOJ is very likely going to respond to your initial application asking you for your FFL03 number. You have two choices. You can send it to them, or you could say that you are not going to send it to them unless they provide you with the penal code that requires them to collect that and requires you to give it in order to get your COE. Because when you fill out the COE, there's several different types of reasons that you would fill it out. There's a lot of checkboxes there. You could be an ammunition vendor. You could be a gun store employee. You could be a firearms instructor that might need it. Or in our case, in this case here, you are a collector. The DOJ is likely going to ask for your FFL03 number. Again, you do not have to give it to them, but if you do, it doesn't really change all that much. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to do it. Anytime they've asked me, I've told them no. I've explained why I'm not going to give it to them, and they process my application. They're just harassing you. That's all it is, in my opinion. Not slanderous. That's just my opinion. Now, if you found this video helpful at all, send it to a friend in the state of California. If you're not from this state, I thank you for watching this video anyway, because it does boost the algorithm. Thank you for just taking the time to understand what we are going through. If you appreciate this channel at all, drop a like, send it to a friend. I'm currently suing the state in 2 lawsuits, Boland versus Bonta, which challenges the state's handgun roster and is why a lot of new firearms have been added to the roster recently. And I'm also suing the state in May versus Bonta, which challenges the CCW ban across the entire state, which would have been big implications nationwide potentially, but hopefully we can get an injunction on that before the end of the year, because otherwise you will not be able to carry a gun anywhere in the state of California realistically. Let me know what you think down below. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.